Divide a polynomial by a monomial. In this example, we're going to divide a polynomial by a monomial. So all you have to do is remember that the monomial term that's underneath the polynomial, you're going to have to place that term underneath each term of the numerator. So think of the denominator as being like the daddy of the numbers that are on top. They all share the same daddy. So we're going to go ahead and place the 5 underneath each term, like so. So when we do that, from there it's just a matter of simplifying each term. So let's simplify the first term. Starting with the coefficients, 20 divided by 5 is 4. We're going to go ahead and bring x cubed down because it doesn't have an x underneath in the denominator to use the quotient rule, so you would just bring it down. The only time you would use the quotient rule is if you had that same variable in the denominator as well. Moving on to the second term, negative 25 divided by 5 is negative 5, and we're going to bring down that variable of x squared as well. Lastly, 15 divided by 5 equals 3, and there you have it. The answer is 4x cubed minus 5x squared plus 3. Example, we're going to divide a polynomial by a monomial. So again, we're going to take the denominator and place it underneath each term. When we do so, it's going to look like so. From there, it's just a matter of simplifying each term. Starting with the first term, we have 12 divided by 2, which is 6. Then for our m's, you can use the quotient rule. Top take away the bottom, and that's going to leave you with just an m. For the next term, 8 divided by 2 equals 4. Notice your m's cancel out. If you have 2 m's up top and 2 m's down below, cancel it out. You don't have any more m's. Let's move on to the third term. That's 4 divided by 2, which is 2. In terms of the m, you have 1 m up top and you have 2 m's down below. Sure, you can use the quotient rule, top take away the bottom, but you can just do that visually. Actually, we can cancel 1 m up top with 1 m down below, and that will leave us with 1 m on the bottom. And that leaves us with an answer of 6m plus 4 plus 2 over m. And there you have it. And in case you're wondering why the 2 here is on top of that last term and not on the bottom with m, well, 4 divided by 2 equals 2. That's a whole number. So it equals 2. A whole number, if you were to write it as a fraction, would be 2 over 1. So that is why the 2 is on top. And because, again, you had 1 m up the top, 2 m's down below, when you canceled an m out, you had 1 m on the bottom. It had to go on the bottom. You can't place it on top. Okay? And there you have it. Example, we're going to divide a polynomial by a monomial. Notice in this example, the monomial is a negative. So be sure to place that negative 4x to the 4th power underneath each term of the numerator. And now it's time to simplify. So we'll start with the coefficients. Positive 4 divided by negative 4 equals negative 1. Take a look at our x's. We have x to the 4th on top and x to the 4th on bottom. They cancel out. So that just leaves us with just negative 1 as our first term. For our second term, we have negative divided by negative, which is going to be a positive. They do not divide evenly. 6 doesn't divide evenly with 4, so you're going to have to reduce your fraction, and that's going to reduce to 3/2. Let's take a look at our variables. We have 3 x's on top and 4 on bottom. We can cancel out 3 x's, and that would leave us with just an x on the bottom. So what we'll wind up having is 3/2 x. For our last term, we have a positive divided by a negative, which is going to produce a negative. And as far as the coefficients, they don't share anything in common, that +7 and that -4. So you're just going to leave that as is. And in terms of the variable, it doesn't have an x on top, so you can't do any canceling out. You're just going to leave it as is. And so that leaves us with an answer of -1 plus 3 over 2x minus 7 over 4x cubed. Okay, that's it for this lesson. Thank you for watching math videos on PowerPoint with Dr. Spates.